Hello and welcome to the Album Man, and today I'm going to be doing my first news thing for the week of the 11th of not 11th of November, the 12th of November to the 18th of November. So let's take a look at, we'll go in order from the smallest stories to what I consider the biggest. So these are just stories that, interest me, may interest you, may not, I don't know. So, the first thing I want to talk about is that Rush have revealed they are doing some re-releases for the album 2112, which are going to be on sale on December 17th. There's 2 deluxe and 1 super deluxe package and even a comic book. Yeah. So, they're re-releasing their stuff. I mean, they don't really need to re-release 2112. It's got really good remaster. I do like the remaster. They only just re-released their entire back catalogue last year, with that whole Sector box set with all the glitches and, they did fix those, but I mean, to ship it with all those audio glitches was just appalling. Now they're releasing this. I mean, I actually don't own the album, weirdly enough. So I may check these out, see if they look any good, and I'll tell you then. So the second thing is that Fish from the ex-Marillion singer has announced a UK tour for May 2013, which I'm very excited about. I'm a massive Fish fan. I love especially his Marillion stuff, Misplaced Childhood, Clutching at Straws, Script for a Jester's Tear, and Fugazi's okay. But those 3 albums are just absolute classics. But I also love his solo stuff, Vigil in the Wilderness, really good album, practically like a sequel to Clutching at Straws. Not thematically, it's not about alcohol, but just musically and stylistically it is. And his last album, 13th Start, and also this is going to be accompanied by a new album. He's going to be releasing a new album before the tour and then touring on it, so very excited for that. I'll obviously be reviewing the album, and I should be going to see him at the Warrington Park Hall, so yeah, I'll review the concert as well for you. Now the second and third even is that Queensryche have announced a sneak preview of their new album with, of course, Todd Latour, because Jeff Tate left in Fireworks. Certainly a spectacle, Jeff Tate leaving. Certainly a spectacle is one way to describe it. But yeah, listen to the trailer. It sounds okay. There'll be a link in the description below for it. It's hard to tell from a trailer. I mean, I'm going to wait till the single, I'll probably review the single. Can't say I'm anticipating this really. I love Jeff Tate's voice, but what I've heard, it seems that this Todd Latour person sounds very much like him, very like him. And yeah, he may be alright, but if it's anything like their last album, oh my god. I mean, I know that had Jeff Tate in, but oh my god, that was an absolute train wreck. I think I'll have to do a review of that one day, it'll just be fun. It's just, oh my god, I think I'll stick with Empire and Operation Mindcrime any day. Okay, and the fourth piece of news is Paul Di'Anno spouting a load of stuff at a concert about Bruce Dickinson. Yes, so Paul Di'Anno at a show in Ukraine stopped the concert after a member of the audience shouted Bruce Dickinson's name. I mean, the guy was a dick. He was just going, Bruce Dickinson, Bruce Dickinson. You can't, blame the guy for stopping the song or whatever. But then this is where he went a bit too far. He said, he was saying about Bruce Dickinson, he says, I'm sorry, I don't do opera. Then he mimicked Dickinson's vocals on Run to the Hills, and then he said, it's too effing easy and I'm not gay. And it's like, really? You're just gonna call Bruce Dickinson gay? And then he proceeded to call the guy a faggot, and it's just like, I mean, I could maybe understand his point when he said that, he said, if you like Bruce Dickinson, go home and listen to his records. Why did you buy a ticket? That's valid. Why is the guy shouting at Paul Di'Anno? He's being a dick. And, he said, you want to fight, went on about, and that's okay, but I just think, that whole thing about Bruce is very unnecessary to make, those type of homophobic references to him and fans. Yeah. Okay, and the fifth and final piece of news is, in my opinion, the biggest and certainly the most interesting, but not the best. This is the news now. Black Country Communion. I've talked about them a lot. I'm a big fan. They just released Afterglow, their third album, and it seems to do pretty well. But of course, they're not going to tour in support because Hughes and Bonamassa fell out. And just a brief little summary. Basically, Hughes was saying in interviews how annoyed he was at Bonamassa, the fact they couldn't tour all year. He wanted to just do big world tours, practically like Iron Maiden style. And, because of Bonamassa's very successful solo career, he couldn't do that, so he was angry. This seemed to cause Twitter arguments and stuff, and it basically announced the fact there wasn't going to be a tour. Then, they announced that there was going to be one lone gig in Wolverhampton, and that was just going to be the only gig of 2013. And I, in fact, actually had a ticket for that gig. I was very excited for it, but then it was cancelled because, Hughes says he cancelled it. It seems, I'm not quite sure who cancelled it, but it seemed to, Bonamassa certainly says that he wasn't happy about it because he thought that Hughes was going to make some stupid statement, and, Kevin Shelley, I think, said he actually cancelled it because of all this discord in the band and everything. And now, Jason Bonham, the drummer and the son of legendary drummer John Bonham, has come out and said, I've not suggested this to the others, but my thought is that we should, for the fans, go out and play me, Glenn Hughes, the bassist and vocalist, and Derek Sherinian, the keyboardist. Now, where's Bonamassa? Of course, because Bonamassa and his touring commitments, he's suggesting that Joe recommends a guitar player to play with them. Now, let's just look at this. If we look at Black Country Communion as a band, they're a very strong bunch of musicians. Glenn and John and Derek, all fantastic musicians in their own right. And of course, Joe. I rate Joe to be one of the best, if not the best, modern guitarists. Certainly, guitarists from, like this millennia. And one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest. Live, he blew me away, and every album is just fantastic. And, he's not the type of replaceable guitarist. I mean, it's him and Glenn Hughes' band. Sorry, Derek and Jason, I love you dearly, but it's, Derek, his keyboards are sometimes not as present as they should be, but they're not. And Bonham, yeah, bloody good drummer, not denying that. But it's Glenn's and Joe's band. You can't replace either of them. They are irreplaceable in this band. It's a bit like the choice that, Led Zeppelin made to not replace John Bonham because they considered him irreplaceable. He was a bloody fantastic member. What would Zeppelin have been like without him? But yeah, his son does not seem to see the sense that his father's former bandmates did, and has decided that they should. I hope this doesn't happen. I would not be going to see them, because without Joe, it's not Black Country Communion anymore. He's not a replaceable guitarist. No. Okay, so this has been the Album Man. This has been my look at the week's news. They should hopefully be out every Sunday or early hours of Monday, as it is going to be today, because I'm already recording this in the early hours of Monday. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please give me some feedback on it, what you like, don't like, etc. And as usual, long live rock and roll.